Hello, my lovely beans. It's Taco Thursday. Ooh, ramen. Is it the good stuff from the actual restaurant or? Champion. So as I was booting up the game, as you can see, there was a whole bunch of sliders with choices to do, and it was a lot more than just your typical adjust the brightness settings. And so I offer you a vote. Which of these two made-up words should we choose? Akuboinkle or Scrumtush? Being your 333rd follower. Why yes, I have considered that. Let me do that one moment. White people taco night. Okay. Well, I mean, it could be. It could be white people taco night. There, I have pressed the follow button, and now we follow each other, and we are fellow followers, Ace Case. All right, we got one vote for Scrumtush. Three, three, three. Three is a lucky number. Halfway to 666. An even luckier number. I don't know. I'm partial to Oikibonko. So one vote for Scrumtush, one vote for Oikibonko. I dislike both of those words. Oh no, we're at a standoff. Ooh, 666 documents? Grody. It's a brew. It's a Guten Morgen. Welcome. We're currently voting on which of these two made-up words we should choose. It's Akuboinkle. Scribbles. Yeah, I don't... Actually, I didn't mind scribbles that bad, but I can't say I miss the days of desk work and answering all of those phone calls. Oh no, we're back to a tie! 2 votes for Scrumtush and 2 votes for Akuboinkle. Because Tush. That's fair. That is a valid reason, Guten. I do miss you. That is true. I don't miss anything else about Texas except my friends who live there. I do not envy the crazy heat that you guys already have. I'm very content up here with my 60-degree rainy days. Well, outside of work being miserable, I hope you guys are having a good evening. Status update for those of you that know. My neck is finally feeling better after 2 weeks. I'm on my 3rd day of not needing a whole bunch of painkiller to function. So that's good. Ew, gosh, 104. Nah. Savvy, you are just biologically always tanner than I am, so in my eyes, you always have a nice tan. You are always beautiful. Oh no. Guten, your neck and your back. What? Lick my, ma'am? Oh, the thong. That makes more sense. Ooh. Get a deep tissue massage, question mark, for the tenseness. Or take a really, really long hot bath with some bubbles, some relaxing candles. Or just listen to the sweet, soothing sounds of my voice. Are you relaxed yet? With what, bunnies? That's fair. Gas prices are ridiculous. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. We are still at a tie. I am going to make the executive decision to make my own vote count twice. So it's going to be Occuboinkle. And that is final. Let's go. Oh my goodness. More sliders. You know what? I listen to no one. I will adjust. Oh, it gets... No, it doesn't get brighter. It's just the light is bright. Darkness. Tosh, no. Do I know what time it is right now? Technically, yes, but time is a construct, so figuratively, no, never. Probably not. Is it ever the correct time? What is time anyway? I mean, yeah, agreed. What is time anyway? Absolutely. There are definitely things about myself that I haven't told you, game, that I haven't told you, audience. I am a woman of many, many profound, mysterious secrets. Help. No. Oh, maybe. Is there a maybe button? We'll just say yes. She feisty. A little bit. Alright. I forgot that the opening sequence here changed when it became quote-unquote Stanley Parable 2. It is now the setting of a horror movie. Very creepy. Red lights. Spoopy music. It is now a office murder survival game. But all things are possible as long as we keep the holy bucket by our side. So let's go.
This is...
No, we don't care. We don't care what you have to say, narrator. Nothing has changed there.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps he had
simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Sometimes I just get tired of the narrator. I really do. Bucket!
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Oh, look at you actually spouting truths for once, narrator. It's a miracle.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I think we've done... Oh, wait. I was gonna say, I think we've done just about everything on the right side, but I think there's one more thing with the bucket that we haven't done, and that is unplug the phone. So I'm gonna do that real quick.
The employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no.
Yes, the bucket is always correct.
The bucket was wrong.
Balloon! My favorite romance? Is it me and Bucket?
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley
you know what else is a miracle? You. You are also a miracle. You have been a miracle in my life, and I appreciate every moment that we've been together.
He was firmly
it's been almost 9 years, just BT dubs.
And he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Why is the bucket British? British? Because the narrator is a jerk. The narrator's a jerk. Simple as that.
In here.
I wonder.
Go into this dark room
can I go
over here.
Back?
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Maybe not. There's never any going back. We are all forced to deal with the consequences of our decisions.
Now pick up the phone.
Boop.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
Because I can.
Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things.
Obviously, it is, narrator. Yes, they can. It's a terrible joke. No, it's not.
Can't you see?
Joking bucket.
Really
the bucket could talk. You don't know.
Seriously, where did I mess up the joke?
Just because the bucket doesn't deem you worthy to talk to you.
Or spoken quicker. Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it.
I wish you were better at it too. There, I said it.
Comedy that one can watch to fully. Oh wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What? What are we taking a look at? Oh my!
No!
No more videos!
Comedic timing. How does it work? How long should it last?
We both have commitment issues. How did this happen? Through the power of friendship? Question mark? Ooh woo?
Thankfully, the answer
Sparkle?
to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's weirdly
with one
specific.
Of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body.
Why with my arms raised?
These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing.
Is it? I don't think I've ever made someone laugh with my arms up in the air unless I was making them laugh by physical action.
Joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor.
This is so weird.
Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds.
Oh my
and no
goodness.
less than 13
There's
and a
so
half,
much text in that
pausing only
box.
for bathroom breaks when
What
necessary.
what? Who
When the
takes a
joke
break
has
in the middle of a
concluded, It is
joke?
customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible
Oh,
voice,
Uwu's cousin.
I'm Dunny
Woo.
with the funny. Let's practice screaming, I'm Dunny with the funny now.
No. How about no? How about I just
Good.
practice it in a
This
monotone
saying is a
voice?
perfect
I'm
example of
Dunny with the
expectations
funny.
management, which is the cornerstone
Is this
of
the
good
new
comedy.
COVID protocol?
Finally, it's time to hand out surveys.
I don't think
Collecting
so. I don't
hard
see
data
how
from your
standing
audience on
that
how red
close
they
or having
were
your
throughout
hand
the
raised
joke
would
is
help
the
with
only way to
COVID at
grow or
all.
learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages
Oh
long.
my
and should
goodness,
include the same
10
question
pages
reprinted
for a
several times,
survey?
just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply
Oh my
filling in answers
goodness.
at random.
Sounds like
And
every
that's all
test
there
I ever
is.
took in
With
public
these
school.
strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in
All those
laughter,
trick
and even
questions that are
triple
literally the same
laughter
question
in no
just
time at all.
reworded just to make
remember
sure
let
you
them
knew what you
stop
were
laughing
saying.
At some point, you
I hated those.
gut-busting little scamp.
Because every once in a
After
while,
all,
the question would be
quick teachers needed on
reworded
the
in
front
just the
lines of
right
war
way
to
to
fight
where
the
it
12-legged
changed
invaders
the whole
who threaten
dynamic
our
of the
very
question
existence,
and
would
just
very
made me
likely
doubt my
die in a
entire
hailstorm of
existence.
bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause.
This is like
just
those
as our
memes
children
where
must do
it's like a
after us, and their children
velociraptor
after
or a
them.
T-Rex in World War
Godspeed,
II
and may
or
Earth
something.
reign
There's just so much
supreme.
happening on the screen right now. May Earth reign supreme. Well, at least it was a
Goodness, this
Earth
video is a little
propaganda
outdated,
and not
isn't it?
just
Well, no
America
matter.
for
I think
once.
the fundamentals of
For
proper
once.
comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in
Oh,
mind,
it's
I
relevant,
believe the
but,
only way forward
it's not
is for
happening
us to
here. Not
return
with
to
you,
the two
anyway.
doors and walk through all of this again. So
When
I
they
can try
ask for
telling my
feedback
story
but won't
with
actually
more
read it
appropriate comedic
every
delivery.
time.
Come along, let's head back.
Oh. We can go somewhere this time? This is new. Usually you just blank out the screen and force me to restart. Oh, this is crazy. Okay.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be
Oh,
in
no.
stitches.
It was a trap.
talking
It was a
bucket, you'll
trap.
Say how ridiculous! How
Oh,
absurd!
no.
What a hilarious concept!
It's
the
not.
king of
It's
comedy.
not.
That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness.
I
we have
was
the instructional
trapped
video.
into more
Otherwise, who
dialogue
knows
by
where
the
we'd be right
narrator.
now. Well, I
The
wouldn't be
whole
king of
thing was an
comedy, that's for
elaborate
sure.
ruse.
The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
Oh gosh,
The
why?
bucket spoke.
Oh, I'll figure it out. on
Oh,
the
he
fly.
chose a
No need
different
to
accent for a
overthink
second.
things.
Not a great accent, but a different one, nonetheless. Oh, I wonder how far back I can go. This is different. Huh. What if we just casually run all the way back to our office? There's a thought. Go through the vent. Which one? The one with the creepy recordings? 'Cause I'm not about doing that one again.
Here we go. You ready?
Oh, he
When Stanley and the
wanted me to
bucket
go
came
all the
to a
way
set of
back like
two
that.
open doors, they entered the door on the left.
But I don't wanna. Well, okay.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone.
Yes, oh, part
Did
of
you
my
not even look at the
master
instructional
plan.
video? I think
By
this is all
actually
covered
listening
very
to him,
clearly.
I went
There's no
against
way
his
I can
plans.
make the comedic timing work now. It's
Perfection.
done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers.
Can I go back
I'm going to
again?
be shamed at every one of our meetings
No,
from
I
now
can't.
on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me
I'm
down, Stanley? Are
so
you
proud. Oh, wow.
Here we go. You ready?
He
When
takes me
Stanley
back
and
to the
bucket came
choice.
to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
I'm gonna take the door on the left.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back.
This is
Here we
great.
go.
This is
You
hilarious.
ready?
I
When
wonder if
Stanley and the
eventually
bucket
he'll
came
take
to a
away
set of
the door
two
on the
open
left.
doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back.
This is great.
Here we
Even
go.
when I follow
You ready?
directions, I'm now
When
going
Stanley
against
and
the
Bucket
narrator.
came to a
It's
set of
perfect.
two open doors,
Everything I
they
ever
entered the door
wanted.
on the left.
Oh. Why is it always a dark, scary room?
What? We're back at the phone already.
I broke it.
No,
I broke the
what's going
game
on? There
again.
were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this.
Can I
There
put
was
this
supposed
back
to be a
in?
build-up to this point. A
No, I
dramatic
can't.
display of remarkable comedic wit, which
That would've been
culminates in
hilarious.
this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten.
The more
the
you
phone
drag
room
out a
comes
joke and
immediately
have to
after the
explain a
two-doors
joke and
room.
force a
What
joke
an
onto other
egregious
people,
mistake.
the less funny it
I've made a fool of
becomes.
myself.
That's
I
That's
don't deserve
literally
the title of
comedy
king of
101.
comedy. I'm
Come on,
nothing.
narrator. Come on,
Not
get with the
even
program.
lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that
Oh no.
instructional
I don't
video
want to
again.
watch it with you. This is not a
Surely
buddy
that will
system.
help me improve my...
No.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like...
Oh, hey.
It's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in
Oh
comparison.
no.
Yes. Let me try that
Absolutely
again,
not.
Stanley.
I will accept
I heard
puns
you are
from
pale
everyone
this day over
but
how
you.
unabashedly in love with a bucket you are.
Yes, I am.
No?
The bucket is all.
Still not...
The bucket is
Is it a
everything.
delivery? Pale with shame.
No.
Pale with shame.
Stop.
Pale...
What part of don't explain the joke did you not get the first time?
Stanley, this bucket is so mental. I
Oh
feel
my
like Story's
goodness.
playing guitar.
Now it's just bad.
No.
You're not even
This is
trying
all
anymore.
making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes.
No, you think?
I need
you
more
think?
instructional videos. That's exactly what it is.
I don't think instructional videos is going to help. You know, honestly, it's just life experience, practice, and just natural talent. That's where funniness comes from. That is the root of all comedy. Actually, the root of comedy is tragedy and trauma and emotional damage. But besides the point.
All
Moving
of his
on.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley
What
decided
could
to
it
go to the
mean?
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I am actually... I'm very curious. The narrator said, bucket it. You know I don't listen to the narrator. Okay, I'm curious about the creepy recording room without the bucket. So I kind of want to do that real
Stanley
quick.
came to a set
And
of
then we'll
two
come
open
back to
doors.
our
This
precious
was not
bucket.
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Always, the employee lounge
Wow.
is my favorite
Yes,
room.
this room. What
Yep,
about eager
that
to
room.
get back to business? Stanley took
Pure
the first
perfection,
open
a thing
door
of
on his
glory.
left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, I missed it. There we go. Whee! And pain.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path
Oh.
that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that
Just
it
so
seemed
far
office
off the
had
beaten
begun
path. Oh?
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you?
Yes.
What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording?
I mean,
It
are
was
you
all
not?
just in
I mean, if we're
Stanley's
gonna get
head.
meta with it,
I bet that's the
you
kind
are
of twist you think
technically
is
a tape
revelatory.
recording.
I bet each
This
and
is all
every
a
time you
recording.
watch a movie where it
Even
turns
now,
out all
as
to
I
be
am
in the main
talking,
character's imagination,
it is being
you must
recorded
absolutely bolt off
for
the couch in
longevity
pure
and
shock
preservation.
At the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you.
Yep,
Life
the
being
simplest.
an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do.
I do find it exciting. It's all about
Now I've
perspective.
become sad. Look
It's
what
all
you've
about
done to me.
training
This
your
is
mind to
all
be more
your
accepting
fault.
and more inviting of the present moment and all of its intricacies.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it
Stanley
be?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, that was not nearly as exciting as it was with the
A
bucket.
bucket. A strong bucket. A humble bucket. A committed bucket. A bucket of culture and distinction.
It is a bucket of culture and distinction. I'm glad you're finally getting with the program, narrator. I'm glad you're realizing the bucket's worth
Stanley clutched
and
the
all of
bucket
its
tightly to
true
his chest
glory.
and entered the door on his left.
Mission status. Okay, so I think the last two are gonna be this way in the boss's room. Gotta get my mini
Coming to the
stands.
staircase,
My
Stanley and the bucket walked
standarines.
upstairs to the boss's office.
Boop. Bathroom. Oh, excuse me, door. I didn't mean to be in your way. Yay!
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines.
I don't like that word as much. I think standarines and mini stands was where it was at. Should have stuck with that one.
We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all.
We sure
You
do.
can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines.
Yep.
None of us can.
Wait, was this? This wasn't the words the last time we came in here, was it? Suspicious. Oh. Oh. This is new. I didn't come in here before. It's like a little secret elevator. Oh. Secrets. Oh, do I have to press the button again? Ooh, what if we went up? Doo-doo. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. We're going on vacation with this music. Did it just whisper Stanley in the music? I feel so important. Am I the new boss? Do, 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 do. Just me and the bucket in the elevator. Do, do, do. Oh, there's too much light. I can't read the documents on the floor. How careless. Someone just dropped documents on the floor. How long is this elevator ride? This is taking a while. Just how high up are we going? How high is this building? I was under the impression it was only like 3 or 4 stories at most. This is at least 100 floors. Oh, even the narrator's singing along now. It's that catchy. Uh-huh. Is that what I had? I'm sorry, what? I'm so confused. What if we went down? Does this elevator not go anywhere? What if we each have our own buckets and I'm the narrator instead? I mean, could be. I'd like to think I am a more generous and benevolent narrator than this narrator. I have so many questions. Why? Is it because I... There's got to be a secret to this elevator. I know there is. Things don't just happen. Up. Down. Up, down, left, right, start, select. At bare minimum, I get the satisfaction of pressing buttons. I don't know. If there's a secret to be had there, I don't know what it is. And I don't have the attention span to keep doing it.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
I thought maybe
Crushed by
the
the weight of
figurine
this
would be
revelation,
here, but
Stanley may
maybe
have
not.
broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing
Quick,
presence
put
of
the
bucket.
Chianti in the bucket.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light
Anybody remember
pierce
what the number
dark
is?
clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were
Bow, bow, bow,
inseparable.
bow, bow, bow.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any
Narrator,
notion
shut
that the
up
pin
and tell
number
me
for
the number.
keypad
I don't
was
remember it.
2845.
Thank you. Goodness.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
There
Was
is
it
no
the
luck
bucket
about it.
all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
It's Stanley's bachelor
Yes,
pad. The
this is certainly
elevator?
the most
Could be.
logical explanation.
Do, 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 do. Oh, there it is. We found
And
it.
there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
The
Savor
last
this moment,
Stiggly
Stanley. This
Wiggly.
is a
The
real
Stan the
accomplishment.
Ring. The mini
This is doing
Stan.
something just for the sake
The
of
Stan
doing
of the
it. Where
bucket.
so many people
The holy
expect to
bucket.
be rewarded for the
And
most
the infinite
trivial
hole.
achievements,
And of
you've
course,
insisted that a job
The
well
broom
done
closet.
is its
Love
own
the broom
reward.
closet up in here.
I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward.
I don't need
and
your
we can't
praise.
have that.
I don't need your
So,
pride.
Instead, I'll just say it's done.
I have
We're all done
intrinsic
here.
value.
And
I
now
don't
we can
need
go
your
to whatever the hell
validation.
you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Gosh, it got real dark real quick. Boop.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be
An
all Stanley
unknown
could do
fate
to keep
indeed.
himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Will it though? But will
Stanley
it?
and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What if we waited? What if we just didn't push the button? Oh, what did I do?
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the
What just
mind
happened?
control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void
Are you
below.
kidding me?
Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall.
Oh, thank you, Bucket.
Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the
That
bucket
is the
could
question.
find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here.
Gotta
So
start
they
my
set
new
up a
life
little
with
couch
Bucket.
and relaxed.
I'm sorry.
It really wasn't
We
so
built a
bad
whole
down
floor
here.
with a
Cold,
couch.
perhaps.
Bucket, did you provide with the couch?
After some time had gone by, they
Oh,
installed
there's a whole
few shelves
kitchen
as
and a
well, and a sort of
TV.
kitchenette.
What is
that was
that?
useful for when the bucket was
Oh,
reading
it's a
to
little
readers.
bookshelves. Wow.
But it
See,
wasn't until
Bucket
the
will
bulbs and the
provide
standing
all.
lamps came in that it really started
Looks like
to
a
feel
whole
like home.
house. It's
In
like a
fact,
whole little
after some
studio
time, Stanley
apartment.
realized that it had
I don't know
been
about the red
ages since he
layout,
had
but-
even thought of the mind control facility at all.
Wow.
He'd never gotten
Just
to
me and
fully explore
Bucket
what
living
was
a
up
good
there,
life
never
forever
been able to
together.
unearth the many mysteries of the mind control
Oh, now I'm on the
facility.
couch. Look,
This
me and
lack of
Bucket sitting
closure
on the
began to
couch,
eat at
watching
him.
TV,
Soon he
dreaming
was
of the good
dwelling
old
on his
days.
regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and
No,
neglected the
no,
cleaning.
don't say that. I would never.
It unsettled
I
the
would
bucket
never.
deeply.
Of course it
Stanley
did,
wasn't
because
usually like this.
who would want to
The bucket
tolerate a
tried to reach
partner
out to him again and again, but to
being
no
this
avail.
disheveled and
All Stanley
unsightly,
could think
and
of, all he could
this
talk
isn't
about was
just
going
not
back,
cleaning.
doing
The whole
it
lamp
over
is tipped
again,
over.
staying on
I
the
would
path.
never be this
It
abusive
was a
to my
mistake
bucket.
to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake.
Well,
I
it
need to
was a
do what the
mistake. I
narrator
didn't do it
says.
on
I
purpose.
need to see the true ending.
The true
made no
ending.
sense
There
at
is
all
no
to
such
Bucket,
thing.
which was simply
As
trying
the
to live
thing
its life
says,
down
the
here
end
as
is never the
comfortably as
end, is never
possible.
the end, is never the
Stanley
end, is
was
never the end.
unconsoled. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground.
No, it's just the
Bucket
beginning.
sighed.
It's a beginning. It's a rough beginning, but it's a beginning.
But
It's the
where
beginning
we
of the rest of our
happen to be.
lives together,
And maybe,
just me
possibly,
and
if we
Bucket,
accept the reality
and the
of
staticky
things, maybe
TV.
this will become an
I
ending
promise
event.
I will be better.
It's
I
what
will
the Bucket was
repair,
counting
I'll
on.
repair the furniture,
The
and
two of
things
them
will be
waited
good
for a
again.
very long time.
It's better than your fake wife. All things are better than that witch. What kind of wife does a horrible jump scare? I mean, honestly. Oh, what? This is new. The
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's just...
Oh my
it's
gosh,
those
I've been trapped.
figurines. Those figures.
I've been trapped.
I haven't stopped
No,
thinking about
stop
them
it.
since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it
Oh my
just
goodness.
the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
sure.
Yes,
What's
I know we're
happening here
supposed to be
behind the
telling a
scenes?
story,
Oh my goodness,
but
it's
would
the
you please
temple.
indulge
The
me
temple
with
of
one
memories.
more trip back to the memory zone?
No,
I would
I
love
don't
nothing
want
more
to.
than
I don't want to be
revisit the
trapped in that
figurines.
dark,
Just one more
damp
time.
basement with a broken clock and a skip button. It was kind of terrifying towards the end. When Stanley found the collectibles. I will admit that going back to this part is nice. With the cute little cottage and the nature. I wonder if anything's changed since the last time we were here. I wish Bucket was with me. No, that's all the same. Zone, sweet zone. Everything else is the same. Oh.
Here's where it all began. The first
Just gonna skip
collectible.
directly to
Back
the
then, we
Spirited
had no
Away
idea of
bridge
how
and just
many of
go
them we'd
off
find.
into the
Sure, it
creepy
said six
void.
right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Nope, we sure won't. We have been changed. 7 out of 6. Excellent. I love it when I can get more things the game technically allows. Oh, that's a lot of boxes. Okay. Oh. Just a whole bunch of,
And here was a second Stanlerine.
Just little
You found this one
wormholes.
all on your own, just by poking around in the warehouse. You
Sure
did that,
did.
Stanley.
I
I'll
found
be
all
honest,
of them
back
all by
then
my
I had
own.
no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you
Wait.
continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Uh-huh. What was that? Oh. Okay, so it just wasn't ready for me yet. Do 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 do.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I absolutely don't remember. Which one was third? Was it this one or the other one? Oh no. It's been a whole week. I've barely slept and had worked since then. Was it the stairs? I think it was the stairs. I think I freaked out about him taking away my bucket before the other one. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Well, if we're wrong, we're
that's
wrong.
Exactly right. It was here,
Oh,
under the
I did it.
stairs.
I remembered
was the
correctly.
third one. You picked
Yay,
it up,
me.
And then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's
How come the
impossible
stair
to forget
extends?
your third time doing anything.
Since when does the stair keep going?
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a figley in this pink room.
A pink
Well,
room?
I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the
We did
memory zone,
not.
so it must have happened.
That's not what happened. I mean, this is a cool room and all, but this is some Aphrodite looking stuff right here, but this is incorrect. Where's my bucket? Give me back my bucket.
This was the fifth mini stand, and
This toilet is
was
not a good
really
enough
something
bucket.
Special. It was in the boss's bathroom. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to
No,
me,
let me
I
out,
made
let me
a
out,
little
let me out.
video to commemorate
Oh,
the
no
occasion.
more videos,
Enjoy.
please. Bucket. Ah yes, look at those pixelated graphics. So very, very early 2000s Windows Studio Maker. Windows Movie Maker. I know words. I know correct words and the orders that they go in. Maybe, sometimes. That's a new saying on that bathroom wall. I have not seen that saying. Game just keeps on gaslighting me, making me think certain things happened when they
Takes you back,
didn't.
doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but
Did
it was
you?
8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
8 minutes is hardly a lot of time. Let me tell you, I've spent much more time on PowerPoint than a measly 8 minutes. And not always for school projects. What is happening? What on earth?
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here behind the boss's office. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because
We
it was
doubled
the
them.
one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works?
Yeah, Windows
All
Movie
I know
Maker,
is that
thank
this
you.
is the moment where you picked up a figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was a moment unlike any other.
Narrator,
Except for the
you're ruining
unknown
this for
picking
me.
up figurines,
You're
which it
ruining
was
the
exactly like.
pure joy of breaking the game for more figurines with your endless commentary, your endless... Another video? What is happening? You are in the present. Yeah.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the
This
future.
is
Goodbye,
jarring.
mademoiselle.
This is vastly uncomfortable.
No,
Oh
I'm
my
not done. I'm not
goodness.
ready to move on.
I'm
Stop
ready
the
to move
loading
on.
screen.
No,
Isn't this
continue
the, way
the
we can
loading
stay
screen.
Here, keep enjoying these figurines. Let's just go backwards. We'll
go
do the memory zone again
backwards?
from the opposite direction.
I-
See how that feels.
The past. I better get more figurines. And hopefully you won't talk as much.
Okay, yes. The back of the
I guess
boss's
that was
office.
wishful
I remember
thinking.
this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's
Is
keep
it?
going. I want more.
I bet that couldn't possibly be because we were just in here grabbing that figurine for
And
the
here's where I made that
third
video.
time.
Don't you remember the video we watched?
Now there's nothing on the walls. Oh my goodness.
Yes, I love that
And
video.
I hate that video. The Matrix. I had to say, this room is a bit more grand coming through this little archway. And it just, pink in your face.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one.
That's
Good
because
room,
it
though.
never
A solid
happened
room.
until like 5 minutes ago.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad
You
we
know-
resisted the temptation.
Next one.
I think I would have taken a reward, even if it was a golden pile of poo, like in Zelda. What happens if I go the other way? Can I? No, I guess not. That's unfortunate. Well. Oh well.
This was our second Figley. Don't you
Can I-
remember? Yes,
Can I fall
remember
off?
it
No,
too.
I can't.
The past
I
is
can't
truly a
just
wonderful
yeet
thing.
myself
Why
off
does
these
anyone ever
boards
choose
and
to
end
leave
it.
Keep going.
Buckets forget that I just don't suffer anymore.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I
Was that
introduced
English?
you
I
to
don't
the
know. Probably not.
figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going.
I don't.
What else is there? What
I am
came
perfectly
before this?
happy with 13 or tripling. What? Oh, I can't English today. I can't do the word thing. What is happening? Are we going back to the con?
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally
I
sold
still
on.
have jumps
I remember hating it
left.
back then.
Yes.
The time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact,
Wonderful.
I dare say I'm actually quite
Yeet
fond
myself
of it
out of
now.
existence.
Look
If
how much
only.
fun the past
I clearly
is.
can't
I
do the
want
words, so.
More. Oh, yes. The two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Okay, this was kind of fun at first, and now it's just awful. Are you kidding me right now? The illusion of choice. How poetic is that? I'm going back to my
And before
office.
everything else, there was your office.
Yep. Always 11:20.
Is there anything else?
Always a blank
Was there something
screen.
that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. I can
Sanity?
remember.
I think I had sanity before this office.
Yes, I'm remembering something
Oh
now.
no.
I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different.
Were you?
I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness.
But
And then
did you?
somewhere along the way, I stopped.
Sounds a
making
bit like
decisions.
bolstering to me. It
Became
sounds like you're
lazy.
just trying
I
to
came up with, well,
quote
came up with a
unquote
character named Stanley
spruce
to do
up
my
the
thinking
truth
for
on your
me. He
resume.
would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on
Oh,
as
really?
he collected figurines for no reason.
Oh really? Because
Why did
I
even
recall
stand there?
never having a choice.
Was I lonely?
I recall
Yes,
all
perhaps
choices
that's
were an
it.
illusion,
Perhaps I
and you
needed to
just took
imagine
my
I
choice
had
away time and time again.
And Stanley
Every time
really
I'd make a
did
choice for
wonderful
myself, you'd
companion,
make it more
even if he
difficult.
was a fiction.
You would change the
But,
game, break it,
I suppose
repeat.
It's grown old. I want to think for myself again.
I want to think for myself again. How about that?
Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself.
You know
I
what?
don't need Stanley anymore.
You do that.
But he truly
I don't
was
need
so
you
much fun
anymore.
to play
You know who
with.
I do need?
You know what? Since
bucket.
We're in the memory zone, how about
I haven't had the
one more
bucket
good memory?
this whole
Let's go
time.
back
Just
just
too
once
busy with these
and give
little
Stanley
mini
One
stands.
more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
You're a dirty,
I
rotten
enjoy
liar, and
telling
you
this
know it.
story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is it? I thought it was a story of a man named Jim. That's what the button tells me anyways. Can I just close the door and just not... Oh, I can.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the
I
pressure.
sure can't.
What if he had
Can't
to make
handle
a
your voice
decision?
anymore.
What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No.
Sure haven't.
This couldn't go anywhere
Not in
except
today's
badly.
educational
The thing
system.
to do now, Stanley thought to himself,
It's just
is to
listen,
wait.
regurgitate, repeat.
Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me.
Remember something
And
long
here
enough
I can
to
be
take a
happy
test on it and then go
forever.
home,
I will
sleep,
be happy.
pretend it never
Stanley
happened.
waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he
It's me
waited
every day
long
heading
enough,
to work
the
too.
answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now
Will
it's
it?
just a little bit closer.
Because I have not been
Now it's
spoken
even
to
closer.
this entire time.
Here
I've been
it
spoken
comes.
at. You have spoken at me, but never to me. Never take my desires into account. You never take my input, my feedback. It's valuable, you know.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
But
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Beckett! I missed
The
you.
embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
It sure does. Stands the test of holes, of mini stands, of obnoxious narrators. You name it. Me, bucket, and broom closet, and the infinite hole.
Stanley clutched
True
the bucket
BFFs.
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
That was a really delayed narration. I have been on the
Still
door
no
of my
one was
left.
here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now
Pips
more
for
than
not
ever.
getting fired.
Perhaps his boss's
Don't
office
get fired.
is where he'd find answers.
Can I go in the broom closet again?
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I
Good.
did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But
Good.
alas, no stickers.
I don't want you defacing my bucket anymore anyways. The defilement. Look what you've done to its beautiful sheet. This bucket used to be so pristine. Now look at it. Such a
Coming
shame.
to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Bathroom. Is there a new saying? Oh. Money crisp. I wish I had money for breakfast. Anything on this computer? There is. Oh my goodness. That is so exciting. There's never anything on that computer. I'm still upset that this doesn't do anything. What if... What if...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was
No.
once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human
I guess
life.
not. Never mind.
Crushed by the weight
What do
of
I
this
know?
revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Was
Even
it
now,
that
in
one?
his darkest of hours, did
No.
the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce
I
the dark
cannot
clouds
for the life of
confusion
me
and
remember
chaos.
these number
But
sequence.
Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Sure
Was it
did.
the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Sure is.
Yes. This is certainly
The
the most
bucket knows
logical
all.
explanation.
I still think it's a shame I can't play the piano. Do, 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 do. Spooky, spooky.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Creepy tunnel, creepy tunnel. Okay, so we're not gonna accidentally just yeet ourselves off the railing this time. I'm forever curious if it'll ever let me just backtrack.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
That is the question. What horrible secret? I'm sorry. That let me get on that chair again. Is it possible to still take myself out? Push
Monitors
the
jumped to life,
button.
and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
Never.
Everyone in the
I would
office was
never
being
do that.
videotaped, monitored like
Drop
guinea
the
pigs.
bucket? What a horrible
Bucket
thing to
had never
say.
seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that
It's
everything would
okay,
be fine.
bucket. We won't let that lying narrator drive us apart. Never again. Boop.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the
Could be.
bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
You know,
What kinds of things
I would
does a
not put
bucket
that
want to
past
do
you at this
or
point.
not want to do in the first place? These
I
questions
100%
raised
believe
furiously
that you would do
in
something
Stanley's
like
mind.
that. That you would take the almighty bucket's power away from it. The bucket, who has provided all glorious things up to this point.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own
Into
life
the bucket.
in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
It is my
At this
one
point,
friend.
he could
Minus
trust
broom
no
closet.
one
Love you,
except
broom
for
closet.
the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past
What if
began
I
to sink in,
initiate the
Stanley
bomb
decided that this machinery
with
would
the
never
bucket?
again exert its terrible power over another human life.
I do
For
have
he and the
questions.
bucket would dismantle the
Would me and the
controls for
bucket
good.
just blow up
Two
together?
best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
That's right, just
They
me and you, bucket.
high-fived in a really cool way.
Yeah, we
And the
did.
bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
You right, bucket. You right. But bucket, what if, between me and you, what if we took down the system from inside the system? We could be the system, the new system. Overthrow that old system. Just me and you are the system now. We're the captain now. Sounds like a good idea to me too, bucket. Let's go.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Yeah, you right.
Stanley gasped in horror.
No.
Had this
It's
been the
fake
bucket's
horror.
plan all along?
It's been
to
our
take over
plan.
the machine and claim the power for itself?
You right.
How could the bucket have betrayed him like this?
There's no
Stanley
betrayal.
was prepared to throw
The only
bucket away
betrayal
in
is against
disgust.
you,
And
narrator.
suddenly, an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
An image? Oh,
Birds. Silly,
birds.
silly birds. The control buttons became
Silly
active
birds.
again.
Ooh, birds. Let's see. Swallow or eagle? Eagle? Oh, that's not an eagle. That's a parrot.
Stanley
That's
flipped
a
through
duck.
one video of silly birds
Ooh,
after another,
owls.
and then it dawned on him. This
I don't
wasn't
know
a
what that bird
mind
is called,
control
but it's
facility
pretty.
At all. It was a facility for monitoring
Is
and surveilling silly
that a
birds all
pelican?
over the world.
Question
The
mark?
mind controls were only a facade to
Aw,
disguise
it's feeding
its true
time.
intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled
Quack.
at the metal genius in his hands. The one
The metal
who had pointed
is a
him
genius,
towards this
that is
incredible
true.
discovery. Stanley and the bucket
Look at
never
all these
found freedom
birds. They're
because
so
they spent
cute.
the rest of their lives here in this place,
Oh, look at 'em.
living through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all
Aw,
the possible paths his life could have
penguins.
taken, this one
Penguins
was
are
surely
the silliest
best.
birds.
And Stanley was happy.
I'm very happy. Is there puffins? Is there a puffin? Oh, there's no puffins. Sad.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What can it
Stanley
mean?
decided
What
to
can
go
it
to the
mean?
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Almost missed the
No
button.
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and
Sure does.
a better co-worker. In time,
I don't know about a
perhaps,
better
he would become both of
co-worker,
those
but
things.
a better person,
Stanley clutched
yeah.
the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door.
The bucket
with
is
that.
inspiring. It makes me want to do good in the world, be better, help people discover the
Still, no one was
truth of the
here.
holy power of the
Stanley needed
bucket,
the
how the
bucket's
bucket
warmth
can
and
provide
comfort now
all.
more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an
Once
indication
again
of
stunned
anything
that I can't remember
Crushed by the weight of
this
this
number.
revelation, but Stanley guessed the
Oh,
correct
hey,
code
I
by
did it.
sheer luck. Was it the bucket knew all
2845,
along?
2845,
Was the bucket
2845. Okay.
Yes.
Maybe
This
this
is certainly
time
the
it'll
most
be like
logical
not luck.
explanation.
Do, 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 do. Oh. Ouch. Sounds like a
and the
bucket is
walked
getting
straight
tortured
ahead
in the
through large
distance.
door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Alright. Just for giggles, I want to know, what if, big if, stay with me here, Bucket, what if we listen to the narrator just this once, all the way through? I don't think we've done that a single time yet. Just to see what happens. I mean, you never know.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
We already know what the terrible secrets are. It's you. The terrible secret is you, narrator.
The monitors
I don't
jumped
think
to
it's
life,
that hard of a
and Stanley
concept.
nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The
It's
bucket
interesting to
had
see
never
that
seen
there's so many
anything like
people
this,
that have been
and it very
fired.
nearly burst
Oh,
into
look
tears
at the
as
little
Stanley
drawing
cradled
on
it
that one.
gently,
That's cute.
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Pirate? Employee pirate. Who's the pirate? I want to know. Some people have like full-on lounges in their rooms. Crazy.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things
How's
does a
everybody's
bucket
dinner
want to do
been?
or not want
Is
to
the
do in
ramen
the first
delicious?
place?
Is the chicken
These
delicious?
questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No!
Honestly, some
He
soup
screamed
sounds
into the
really
bucket.
good right now.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except
I've not
the
eaten.
bucket.
Perché? Need to eat. Manja, manja.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never
It's
again
like
exert
8
its
o'clock
terrible
there.
power
You
over
should-
another human.
You should eat something.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness.
In
Was it over?
blackness. Darkness.
Yes, they had done it.
We
Stanley
had
and the
done
bucket
it.
had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control
narrator?
machine.
We defeated
Freedom
you?
was now
Have
mere
we?
moments
Have we?
away. Excitedly,
That's
the two of them began
beautiful.
to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley
Roller
wanted
skate?
to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and
expensive.
begin watching it in reverse from the end.
Sneezing in every
True,
country
it was
on
a
Earth
simple
or
life they
dinner?
envisioned, but it
Because
was one
dinner
they
does not
lived
have to be
together,
expensive.
with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and what? Wait,
What's happening?
what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
I guess not. Once
Unbearable
again,
silence filled the room.
the narrator has lied to
Uncertainty.
us.
until finally the truth hit
At
Stanley
this point, I'm not
square in
even
the face.
surprised
This
anymore.
building did not want the bucket to
Eating,
leave.
surviving. I mean,
Even the facility
you're not
itself
wrong,
recognized the
Jumport.
incredible
I
calming
can't. They
presence
took
of the
away my
bucket.
jumping powers.
Needed the soothing warmth of the bucket. Would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket.
You know what? I would go to any lengths not to part with the
Stanley
bucket
can't
too,
leave this
so...
place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley
I mean,
realized he
surviving
would
does
never
not
again
have...
leave this very
No,
building.
I will never
But
throw
at
the
least-
bucket.
At least he has
How
the bucket.
dare you suggest that?
To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley
No,
thought
it's
to
not.
himself.
As long as I have bucket,
my
all
with
things
me,
are
right?
fine.
I'll be
Yes.
okay, won't I?
Yes.
Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Surviving does not have to be that expensive, Guten. We could run away to the mountains and just live off the land and just, you know, become completely invisible. I'm really tempting to press that button, but I think I want to leave that one for
I
last.
can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh
just
and laugh at the time
find
I thought
This
everyone had
one
gone
spot
missing.
really,
No matter how hard
really
Stanley
suspicious.
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I don't know why. I think it's weird that there's this much light and this much of a gap. And this one doesn't even have a computer. The whole thing is suspicious. Invisible, yes. Yes, let's be invisible together.
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but
They're
Stanley
sure not.
is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
To the boss's office. What's today's saying? The saying of the day is, because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss's stuff, if the bosses suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Yeah, you darn right. It's always the boss' fault. Always throwing the employees under the bus.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an
Okay,
indication of any human life.
2845.
Crushed but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Sure did.
Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Yes.
Was the bucket guiding him?
The bucket is guiding me.
Yes. This is certainly the most logical explanation.
I'm gonna press all the buttons. Well, if me and the bucket can't leave, then we'll just have to quote-unquote escape together, aka die.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
Yes.
Mind
Copy.
Control. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
I mean, what else is new? We've met plenty of violent deaths before.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I mean, sure,
At
but...
this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Actually, I'm curious. Does anything happen if we go back? Did we go back before? I don't remember. Normally I just blindly ignore the narrator, but now I'm curious. Oh my goodness, this is such a long hallway.
But of course, Stanley and the bucket thought better of it and realized they simply had too much to live for.
Do we? But do we? You know what?
Nope. It's death for Stanley and the bucket.
Sure is. Death for us. Death for all. I mean, eventually we all die anyways. Might as well die with a bucket. Sounds like an honorable death to me. And then I can show the bucket the credit room with all the things, all the developmental things. Into the incinerator we go. Whee! Just me and you, Bucket. Up against the
As
world.
the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator.
Oh,
as
yay,
Stanley and
it's the
bucket
female
were led
narrator.
helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single
I find her
visceral
voice so much
instant,
more soothing.
the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Oof. That guilt trip hit hard. As it was crushed violently to death. Yikes.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket.
Yeah,
it's
you're
true
right.
that all buckets are radiant in their own way.
I mean,
but
yes.
this one stood above the rest.
It truly
was
does.
a
It is
glorious bucket
the
to
bucket.
behold.
As this little infographic right here says, it was the bucket. Wow, there's like actual information right here. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within. You're right, all things are buckets. A cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Wait. Is this exhibit about buckets? Oh
Can you see how
my
arrogant
goodness.
it was for Stanley to take a bucket
Holy
like this and
bucket.
to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him?
I can
you
see the
that
hubris.
The bucket is far more
A bucket
noble
with
than
two handles.
Stanley will ever be in
It
his
really
short
is. I'm
life.
so sorry. I should have never brought the bucket to such a dangerous thing. This bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Oh, okay. Good night, Guten. Get some rest. I hope tomorrow's better for you. I love you. Get some good food. Hydrate. Remember, your job is not your personality. I love you. The design is deemed too dangerous. Dozens are put to death just for attempting 2 handles on a bucket. I mean, what an absurd thought. Really. 2 handles on a bucket. Just too much. Absolutely too much. Ugh. The Inferno bucket. AKA a crucible. Just remember the stress bucket. All of your negative thoughts. Just stays in the bucket and only positivity comes out through the spout. Ah yes, the history of the bucket. Since the dawn of time, man has worshipped bucket. For bucket has always been a sacred object.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one.
You're right.
It
It
is
was
man
wrong of the
who should
narrator
kneel
to
before
ever
the
put an
bucket.
ownership sticker onto my bucket. I mean, the bucket, not my bucket. Bucket chose me, but I do not own bucket. Oh, what a beautiful bucket, suspended in air, bathed in holy light. If only I could reach out and touch you one more time. Bucket! Oh, it let me. I am floating. Bucket, I've been chosen. You have chosen me once again. I'm sorry for ever putting you in danger, Bucket. Come, Bucket. Let's be one once again.
Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket.
I mean,
save the world's
she's
buckets
making
from their
perfect
treatment as
sense.
tools and implements. If only
I should be
let Stanley
punished.
Die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world.
She's
a
making
new
all the
vision.
sense. Oh, I can still hear the handle swinging. It's so tragic. Oh, poor Bucket. I'm sorry, Bucket. I should have never put you in such danger. I feel like
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
I'm gonna
meeting
bring the
room.
bucket
It
before I
takes a lot
touch
of
that
humility
button.
to
I feel like
carry a
something's
bucket
gonna
so
happen.
magnificent. Stanley checked his ego
I
and
sure
then
did.
proceeded onward.
Oh. Oh. Oh no. Let me back in. But the buttons.
Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
My heart. My heart. Oh, oh. Oh, what's happening? I did something. Balloon. Something's happening. You guys, I'm doing a thing. I'm doing a thing. What? Oh my god! I am outside the window.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
You right,
We've done
Bucket?
it. We've
We have.
escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator.
You
At
were
last,
so right.
Out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history.
I am worthy.
Of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein.
Wow.
Of sadness and regret, and the many years it
Quite
spent
the life
dwelling on
you've
the
led,
actions
Bucket.
it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger.
It's okay,
Of
Bucket.
hope and redemption, and
It's
its
okay.
crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to
There's
manifest
only so
justice
much
where
you can
none
do.
existed,
As
and
long
the
as man
bittersweet
has freedom
reality
of choice,
time, to see one's dreams
you
and
can
wishes met
only
halfway,
provide your great
meted out
wisdom,
in
and they will
parcels
do
like
with it what they
charity,
will.
and abandoned
Not
as soon
everyone
as the
will
warm glow
understand
of inspiration begins
that
to
you are
dim.
beautiful.
The
I
opportunities to
understand.
do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way
Oh.
too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
There
You're
can
a
be no...
bucket.
To this,
Don't
the
put words in my
bucket
mouth,
followed
narrator.
Bob.
I am listening to the
No,
deep
said the
intricacies of the
Not
bucket.
since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his
Wait.
machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then. and could not
Gamparata
conceive
is not the name of the
ramifications
bucket, it's an evil wizard.
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
The creepiness of that recording has a backstory. Quit putting words into my mouth, narrator. The bucket is not stupid. The bucket is beautiful and holy. Listen to the music, the beauty, the chaos, the madness within. For as the bucket is holy and shiny on the outside, it hides dark, deep secrets within the bucket. Narrator, what are you doing? Narrator.
Stanley,
No,
you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless.
Can't
You've
look.
demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree
Are
to
you
never again go
Gambarada?
trifling
Are
with
you
this
the
bucket,
evil
nor
wizard
the dark
narrator?
magic cast away inside of it.
Oh my gosh! You killed the bucket! How could you? Narrator, you fiend! I don't want to live any longer. I can't do it without the bucket. I'm afraid to look and see if the bucket's even still there. This is horrible. I have to know.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to
I
check
have
on
to
his
know.
co-workers.
Is the
He
bucket
never
still
functioned
there?
well by himself, and
Oh my
constantly
gosh,
needed
Bucket,
support
you're
and guidance
alive.
from others. So the thought of
It was
total
all a horrible
solitude was
nightmare.
terrifying to him.
Bucket, you're still okay. I'm so sorry, Bucket. I will leave you to rest on this beautiful pedestal. I will. May you live forever. May you be prosperous. Alright, let's see if we can do this
No
thing,
matter
because
how
I
hard
just...
Stanley looked,
I
he
want to
couldn't find a
murder
trace
the
of his
narrator.
co-workers.
Gambarada, here I come.
At first,
I've come
Stanley assumed
to
he'd
the
broken
void.
the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design.
I'm coming
all
for you,
along.
Gambarada.
He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and
Is
its
this why we call
examination
him
of
narrator?
structural
Are you
narrative
like
tropes.
Voldemort? The
So,
whole like,
now that
don't
you're
call me
here, what do you
Gambarada,
think?
call me
Isn't
he who
this a
must not be
fun and
named,
unique
call
place
me
to be?
Dark Lord,
Why
call
don't we
me
take a minute just to
narrator.
drink it all in?
I'm on to you.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yes or no? Am I sick of the gag? I am sick of your face. How about that? How about that, narrator? How about we just sit here in quiet and we just don't do anything? How about that? How do you like that? Fine. I'll say yes. I'm sick of the gag.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want.
I mean, I
like
could.
right now.
But
You could have done it just then.
I could have.
Now would also
You
be
are
an
right.
appropriate time to quit.
But what
Any
I
of these
really want
points
to
and so
do
many, many more, all of them
is
are
ruin your
appropriate.
life.
I'm
Just like you
enjoying what
ruined the
seems to be an
Busket's
internal
life.
conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
You know what?
There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly.
You're
But the
so
truth
rude.
must be told.
You are the most evil being in the world. I'm on to you, Gambarada. Alright, we're pushing this button. I'm done. I'm done with everything. What's gonna happen if I push the button? Is it truly heaven if I cannot be with Bucket? Yes, I get to be with buttons. Yes, I get to push buttons to my heart's content all day long. Actually, this is really satisfying. Boop, 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 boop. Look at all those buttons I pushed. But there's no Bucket. Could it truly be heaven without Bucket? I mean, maybe the old Stanley would think this was heaven. The old Stanley would have loved this. The Stanley that supposedly pushed buttons at a desk job all day long. The Stanley that never had to worry about anything except a command prompt. Surely, this could have been heaven, until I was enlightened about the ways of the button. I do like this music though. This music's pretty great. Bucket, wherever you are, in your truest and purest form, I hope you are happy now that you have escaped the narrator, even though it was the narrator who violently ended you and allowed you to escape in the first place. Okay. Well, oh hey, we could always go back. Don't you do it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
What could it
decided to
mean?
go
What
to the
could it
meeting room.
mean?
Perhaps he had simply missed a
Stanley cradled the bucket
I'm
in
sorry,
a gentle
Bucket.
embrace. Protective, yet delicate. Assertive, yet compassionate.
Of course I did.
Stanley
You
clutched the
brutally
bucket
murdered
tightly
the
to his
bucket.
chest and entered the door on his left.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
I sure do.
Perhaps his boss's office
I need to know
was
that the
where he'd
bucket is
find
still
out.
alive,
Coming to a
still
staircase,
somewhere in there,
Stanley and the bucket
within
walked
its own
upstairs
bucket.
to the boss's office.
Do I wanna? No. I don't want it.
Stepping in.
Oh God. I just was messing around. What's happening? Wait a minute. But that door closed. Well, we've already seen that message. Okay, this door closed before. Does that mean we can go back? What's going on? What's happening? Did I break the game again? Okay. Well, maybe the elevator will do something this time. Oh. Or maybe it won't. Okay, I guess we just go back. Like, back. Unless I didn't see something in here, which is totally possible. No, there's not. Okay. One more time, Bucket. For old time's sakes. We will go back. Back to the beginning. Broom closet. One last goodbye to broom closet. One last goodbye to meeting room. One last goodbye to choice of doors. One last goodbye to the faceless and nameless co-workers that are own. Oh, that's weird. One last goodbye to these computers that never end. Oh, this is new. One last goodbye to the office as we step into the endless void together with Bucket. as I step through the red door. Oh, numbers we haven't seen before. Escape pod bay. Is that what the elevator in the boss's office leads to? Is it supposed to lead here? Wow, spoopy. Wait. Wasn't I just here? Is this why it takes forever? Oh, no, I wasn't. Is this why it takes forever in the elevator? Because it's supposed to lead here? Question mark? Well, I guess we'll just endlessly go up these stairs with a spooky red light. Just me and Bucket. Forever wondering when this madness will end. How many flight of stairs are there? Well, looks like there's maybe 3 more? Yeah, so this is probably why the elevator takes forever. I mean, I would also take forever if I had to go up this many flights of stairs. Escape pod! We'll get out of here one way or another, Bucket. I promise. I will not chain you down to this building. We will be free. Just me and you, Bucket. Just me and you. Or maybe just you, Bucket. I love you, Bucket. Be free from Gambarata. May you live prosperously. May you never have to know pain again. Please, be safe, Bucket. It appears this escape pod is not big enough for the 2 of us. It is only big enough for your glorious presence. Goodbye, Bucket. Be free. The Bucket is now free, and I am free to go to Button Heaven. And all will be right with the world. Gambarata shall not win. I'm actually trying to think if I might have missed something. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I think we did all the things. So I guess we'll end a little early today. So that was the Stanley Parable. I know there's a couple endings we didn't get. I don't think I ever saw. I heard there was a whiteboard ending that might randomly pop up or something. I definitely never did the baby ending because I could not do the buzzer with the screaming baby for 4 hours. That just was not happening. I was gonna lose my mind attempting that. But, yeah. That's pretty much it. That was the Stanley Parable Deluxe. We found our true calling as followers of the Blessed Bucket. It was a good time overall. With my work schedule next week, probably next stream will be next Thursday again. Because I work on Tuesday And as this week has proven, trying to do a stream immediately after working was too exhausting, and I could not do it, even though I said that last week that we would do it a Wednesday again. That didn't happen. It's Thursday. But next Thursday, for sure, 5 o'clock Pacific, we'll be here. We'll have a new game for you guys. We are done with the Stanley Parable. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. You get plenty of rest, stay hydrated, eat a delicious, nutritious meal with fruits and veggies and protein. And remember that your job is not your personality. Even if your name is Stanley and you press buttons for a living. Praise the bucket. And until next time. Bye-bye, my lovely beans. Have a good night.